We're ready for action, and so is Boyd Pierce ready to tell you who's going to give it to us. Boyd?
This event, one fall, 15-minute time limit, 270 pounds. From Singapore in the blue corner, the Masked Spoiler. Across the ring at 235 pounds from Omaha, Nebraska, Frank Dusek. Your referee, Danny McShane.
Frank Dusek, one of the famous Dusek clan, but having known all of the Duseks rather well, not socially, but in the ring, I've never seen any who was quite the peacock that Frank has turned out to be. Frank's father is a Dusek cousin, which makes Frank Dusek a second cousin to Ernie, Emil, Rudy, and Joe, to those old-timers who can remember the original Riot Squad. Danny McShane, referee in this match, and as he finally gets the spoiler over there to listen to him, this match is about ready to go, except that we're going to have to divest Frank Dusek of that garment he's wearing first. So here in the Sam Houston Coliseum in Houston, Texas, before a great crowd, it's the spoiler who takes the first grip, the side headlock, and puts the big squeeze on Frank Dusek, who back heels and tries to roll him up on his shoulders. Figures if he's going to use that hold, he's going to do something about pinning him while he's got it. Spoiler is a big man, a confident man, a man with a world of ability, and he never hesitates to make use of it. Spoiler is tough at both ends. He's particularly capable with the claw hold. He wears that glove on his right hand. He uses that right hand of his. And as Dusek tries to cut him down to size, Spoiler tries to cover up to maneuver and make sure he doesn't get into trouble. On our side, we could see it. Well, I guess Danny McShane saw it too, so he calls for the break of the hold. Spoiler's the man racked up against the buckle. This is a twisting front headlock, but now Spoiler, who likes to come out of the clouds and descend on his opponents, manages to rack up Dusek and get him in a position for one of those blows to the top of the head that have always proven so good for the Spoiler's cause. Outside, Frank Dusek. And Frank now, as he tries to get back in the ring, finds the Spoiler just a little bit too eager and anxious for him. And Spoiler again stands there like that indestructible pillar who says, just try to get by me. It's the feeling that you get when you watch this man in action, that he's a man who has all the answers. A blast, and he starts to take over, and does, with a reverse chin lock. And Spoiler hangs on to that chin. You see Dusek just twisting the arms and managing to get his head out of trouble. He's got that arm bar on that left arm. The punishment with the knee is extra added. The fact that Spoiler went down on one knee and absorbed the punishment of the hold gives you some idea of what this man can take. McShane watching closely. Now the hold becomes a hammerlock. Now as the pressure is compounded, Spoiler decides to make use of his size. Being that far up, he makes it more difficult for Dusek to apply the hold. And as Dusek starts bending the arm, lifting up on it, pulling out on it just a little bit, slowly, you see those fingers waving. That's Spoiler trying to keep the circulation going in the arm. He knows that if he starts holding on to it too tight, he is and doubles up his fist, he helps the cause of the man who's applying the hold. Nevertheless, that hand turns just a little bit wider than the rest of Spoiler's body, and then up against the black of his garment, it's in stark contrast. So Spoiler is slowly forced down, and the arm is kept solidly up behind the back. There's the effort by the as the arm is forced further and further. That one came into the eye. That one jabbed out in front of him, caught him in the eye. Lowering the boom, and Spoiler's the man who can do it.
Everybody, please return to your seats. Sit down, please. Return to your seats immediately.
So Spoiler blocks him and gets in there with the chopper and does a job with it. There's no question about that. The maneuvering now of Spoiler, he uses the ropes. He uses them whether he climbs on them, whether he jumps off of them, whether he is able to wrap a man around them. Dusek racked up. Spoiler, with his 275 pounds, manages to drive it home. And Spoiler just moves in there inexorably to start to cut Dusek down to the size. And not only cut him down, but oh! Man, there is the kind of stuff that'll knock your block off. He drove that foot into that top rope, and that rope, when it hit solidly and hit hard. Here he is, driving into his body with that forearm, and he's got Spoiler backing up now for the first time in this match. And if he can, whoops. I'd warn Dusek to be extremely careful of what might be happening. Standing half Nelson, and Spoiler is caught now on an arm bar. Spoiler now as he reaches up for a part of Frank Dusek. Dusek twisting arm lock. Spoiler caught in it, and as he lifts him up there. You see him dropping in. Now with Dusek trying to maul Spoiler around, he's going after Spoiler's mask. He may make a mistake. Spoiler has been known to get exceptionally riled when people start fooling around with his identity. Hammerlock again. You'll recall that the previous time that Dusek used the hammerlock, it was the best hold in the match, and most certainly the one that has had the most effect on the Spoiler. Here he is now trying to drag it up his back.
10 minutes.
10 minutes have gone by. 5 minutes remain in this match as Dusek tries to. He lost his hammerlock. Now he's going for an arm bar. That works on the entire arm. It works on the elbow. It works all the way up into the shoulder socket. Deltoid muscle starts snapping him around. A lot of problems as far as use of it is concerned for the man on whom it is applied. And Spoiler now sees need to retaliate on Frank Dusek. Spoiler straddling those. Look at the way that man. Whoa! Golly, how he snapped down there and snapped hard. Dusek's in real trouble now. Here is Spoiler now looking for another opportunity to do the same thing. To jerk that head down so that the rope hits up against the throat. And like a vulture, Spoiler sitting up on top of that thing, and off he goes. A driving blow in the head. Spoiler's on top. There's one, there's two, there is three. And the winner is the Spoiler. We would
the winner of the match, 11 minutes, 53 seconds, the Spoiler.